Coach joked that he had a suite in Las Vegas and he has a very small room in Indianapolis, but he really likes it and he wants to spend as much time in it as he can. What's your evaluation of your room?
My room's about the same. I got a nice corner room, so there's a nice little hallway. It's probably the nicest room I've had, so I'm happy with it.
Talk to Coach a little bit about this. This has been such a bizarre thing. Last year, you guys are 30-2. You're right on the edge of what everybody thought would be a very big tournament run. There might not have been a team other than maybe Dayton that seemed to lose so much in that moment. What has that been like getting to this point where you're at now, the pain of last year and how you're feeling now about the conference championships?
It's pretty cool. We just handled our business this year. There's a lot of ups and downs, but we finished out the year really strong, and we made it here. It's exactly where we want to be, and we're just thankful, blessed to be here, blessed that it's happening, and that we'll get opportunity to play in an event like this.
Does the spot you're in now take away any of the pain last year, or is that something that'll just never go away?
I mean, for me personally, there wasn't pain because I knew I was going to have a chance this year. I think for guys that graduated last year, waited their whole careers to get to the tournament, I think that's where the pain is. So that's why me and my teammates, we really try to play for those guys as much as possible. And we feel blessed that we had another opportunity to play the game we love and get to the tournament at the biggest stage. And, just remember those guys from last year, like KJ, Yanni, Nolan, Malachi, guys that didn't get that opportunity.
And transitioning into that, do you guys stay in touch with them in the last few days, trying to share a little bit of this with them, given that they didn't have that chance?
Yeah, we try to share as much as possible, calling them here and there, and different ways that we connect on social media. They're extremely excited for us, and we want to show them, what's going on in Indianapolis, what we're doing, and this and that to, help them where they're at right now.
Jordan, I know you're a big college basketball fan. How often have you seen Syracuse and their 2-3 zone? And as a shooter, have you ever dreamed of getting a chance to play against it?
Yeah, I used to watch Syracuse a lot when growing up. They would always be on CBS or, those channels that everybody gets, playing that dome with all the orange fans, it's pretty special. And then they had Carmelo, but, I wouldn't say that I dreamed of playing against anybody. I'm happy to play whoever's lined up in front of me. And I think I'm excited to play them on Friday.
What are your specific thoughts of playing against? They're going to zone you because that's what they do. They do it to everybody. You haven't faced a zone since Air Force. What are your thoughts of getting another zone?
I know they're extremely good at it. It's what they do. They recruit for it. So I know that they've seen shooters in the past. It's nothing new for them. And they know what to take away. We just got to find the holes in their zone, the holes in every zone. No defense is perfect, and we got to create a game plan that'll get us open shots, and then when we get the shot, just knock it down. That's what March is for, big time players and big time shots.
And in particular with this zone, do you almost have to treat it like it's not a normal zone because it's such a unique zone, the way it's played, and like you said, they recruit to it so they can have specific athletes for specific roles in that zone. Do you just not approach it like, oh, this is just a 2-3 zone? I've seen this a million times.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be different. I've never played against Syracuse in their zone. And like I said, they're very good at it. They've been doing it for years. And, everybody knows that's what they do. And everybody knows, if everybody knows you do something, it's because you do it at a high level. So we just got to be ready for it.
Hi, Jordan. Can you take us through what that Zoom selection show was like from your perspective, from your different rooms?
Yeah, we just watched it on TV, and we were all on Zoom, in our separate rooms, and we saw our name called first, and it was just excitement, and weren't able to get the in-person reaction, but I think we all could feel the excitement being on the same floor. So it was cool.
And I think this is going to be the first time in a year that you guys have the possibility of playing in front of actual live people, not cardboard cutouts. I think there's a small number of fans and family allowed. What does that mean to you? And do you expect to have any friends or family in attendance at these games?
Yeah, it's going to be fun to get to play in front of fans. And that's part of the reason why we play basketball. You know, we are entertainment, and it's cool to see the fan interaction, the energy that they bring. Like I said all year, we missed that. So it'll be fun, you know, even from the opposing fans, you know, that gives you energy, that makes it feel more real. And I'm looking forward to it. And I will have my parents in attendance for sure.
Hey, Matt, congratulations on the tournament run and everything that happened today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm going to make a little bit of an assumption here, but I imagine that, you know, everyone growing up has that dream of whatever sport they play, of playing in the Super Bowl or playing, you know, the World Series or whatever. What is your dream that you've dreamt about kind of your whole life as it pertains to the NCAA tournament? Teams, opponents, type of shot, stuff like that. What's your dream when it comes to the NCAA tournament?
Man, my dream when it comes to the NCAA tournament is the national championship. National championship and a chance at enjoying it with this program, with my teammates. And I don't think I'd have it any other way this year.
Hey, Matt, ask Jordan a little bit about this, but you know, given the last season, 30-2, you guys are right on the edge of a NCAA tournament where so many people expected you to make a deep run, and then that's taken away. Now you're back. You win the Mountain West regular season. You win the title, 14 in a row. Does what you're feeling right now take away the pain of that kind of lost NCAA tournament, or does this kind of wash that away for you a little bit?
No, I think last year is still a little bittersweet. But I think it kind of does, in a sense, wash it away for the older guys, in a sense that we kind of redeemed ourselves and beat Utah State in the championship. Now we're moving on and actually playing in the NCAA tournament and getting our shot at a national championship and getting our shot at showing the world who we really are.
Given the guys who can't or didn't get this chance, you know, Malachi, KJ, Yanni, Nolan, do they still in some unique way feel connected to this team and what you're about to do? And how do you keep them involved? Everybody kind of scatters and to the winds a little bit, but are they still involved in some level here as the tournament nears?
Oh, they're definitely involved. I still keep in contact with those guys and with Malachi and with KJ, Yanni, Nolan, all those guys that graduated and moved on and didn't get a chance to experience as part of it. I'm definitely in contact with those guys, and they're a part of it because they were in my life, but I was in their life. So we were brothers for an entire year, and we still are brothers. And so they're definitely a part of it, and will always be a part of our journey.
Have any of them given you kind of directions on what to do in this tournament? So, you know, in terms of, you know, do this for us a little bit or win, or, you know, play hard, or what do they tell you about the opportunity that's ahead of you?
Leave it all out there on the court. Leave it all out there on the court. I think that's anything and everything they would expect from us, and that's what they tell us. And that's what they tell us every game. That's what they told us every game that we played with them. So I would think that they wouldn't expect anything less.
Matt, how much growing up or in the last few years have you watched Syracuse on TV?
Actually, growing up, Syracuse was my favorite school. As a young kid, if you talk to my parents or anybody that knew me as a kid, I wanted to be Carmelo Anthony. And so growing up, I kind of modeled my game after him, and that's kind of where I get my mid-range game from, and wanted to give people business down low and bully people and allow myself to get to my spot. And so it's definitely, in hindsight 2020, it's kind of surreal to be playing Syracuse the first round out. But this is an opportunity like no other. It's an opportunity to play against an all-time great coach in Boeheim and a great team. And I'm looking forward to it.
Did you have an orange jersey?
I didn't have an orange jersey, but I had an orange headband.
No way.
I did. I really thought I was Carmelo Anthony when I was young.
How old are you when you're wearing the orange headband around?
I think maybe between the ages of maybe 7 and 12. Anywhere I could, honestly. I tried to wear it on the court. My dad kind of wanted me to be my own person, be my own player, and grow up to be Matt Mitchell and not Carmelo Anthony.
I mean, how well do you know this 2-3 zone? Could you draw it up and diagram the like finer points of it?
I could say I could draw up their 2-3 zone and place it pretty well. I spent a lot of time my middle school years and especially my high school years just liking Syracuse and liking Jim Boeheim and everything that he did offensively, defensively with his players. And so I definitely could drop that 2-3 zone pretty well. And so hopefully when it comes to the game, I can dice it up.
Last thing, what's the key to attacking that zone?
Well, the key to attacking zones is getting to the heart of the defense and getting to the middle and be able to make plays not only inside but outside as well, and being able to spray the ball out to our shooters, Terrell Gomez and Jordan Schakel, Adam Sdsu, all these guys that can pour the ball in the basket. And so I think it becomes pretty evident that we got to get into the middle of that zone and really penetrate it.
Hi, Matt. Can you take us inside your Zoom selection show celebration process? And what's the first thing you do when you find out your opponent is Syracuse?
I couldn't do anything but smile. I just smile because it's as I said, it's just a kind of childhood dream. And when I was a kid, I always wanted to play for Syracuse. I wanted to be Carmelo Anthony. And so to see Syracuse up on that board, it just made me smile. But at the same time, you're playing a good team, a great coach, and so it'll be a tough one, and you have to grind it out.
And are you expecting to have any friends or family in attendance at these games?
Possibly so. Still working through that. But whether friends and family show up or they don't, Matt Mitchell will be there.
My last question, could you just kind of explain what Brian Dutcher has meant to you and to your teammates, and who's responsible for talking him into the trust fall last night?
I actually don't remember who was responsible for talking him into the trust fall. I just remember hearing trust fall, and then somebody called my name, and I was like, yeah, why not? One extra person doesn't help. It doesn't hurt. And so. But Coach Dutch is the anchor to his team, and I always say it. And he's the patience to this program, and he really anchors us down and allows us to be patient and let things come, and not really rush life and rush the game. Let things come to you and play your game.
Matt, forgive me for not being familiar with your recruitment and school selection process, but obviously you've spoken quite a bit about Syracuse. Were you interested in going there? Did they recruit you? I mean, was there any likelihood of you going to play at Syracuse?
I'd say maybe earlier on in my high school career there was, but as you move on, you look into certain schools that maybe fit around your game a little bit better. And schools that are definitely looking into you. And so San Diego State showed interest, and this is where I am.
Thanks, Matt.
I'm happy to be here.